With the King of Spain recently abdicating and handing the throne over to his son, we thought it would be a good time to look into our world's real-life Game of Thrones. I, for one, have a bunch of questions. First off, Spain has a king? Who knew? How many other nations have kings? 10? 12? No, way more. 45 nations have monarchs. 45 nations! But don't get too excited. 16 of those, including the UK, are Commonwealth realms like Canada or Australia that recognize Queen Elizabeth II of England as their monarch. So there actually aren't that many people who could be considered kings or queens or emirs or sultans or whatever. We're just going to say kings to make this simple. In total, there are 30. The vast majority are part of constitutional monarchies and largely act as ceremonial figureheads. But who cares about them, right? Where are real Game of Thrones style kings? The ones with absolute power and blood rights to the throne. You win or you die! Well, Saudi Arabia's king has almost absolute power. He has to follow Sharia law and take advice from a council of other family members. Plus, the line of succession doesn't necessarily go from the father to the son. The royal family as a whole can decide to pass over someone if there's a better fit waiting in the wings. The king of Swaziland technically has absolute power, but he also has to manage an elaborate parliamentary system, which is partially elected and partially assigned by himself. Plus, there is a co-king of sorts who handles spiritual aspects of his reign. But it looks like that person has little to no power. Bahrain claims to be a constitutional monarchy, but from what we can tell, Bahrain's king has absolute power and is committing a ton of human rights violations. Not cool, Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Not cool. The United Arab Emirates is led by a federal supreme council of 7 emirs, but the presidency of the council is inherited, and from what we can tell, he has almost absolute power, making them more of a hereditary monarchy in the traditional sense than a council. The Sultan of Brunei has absolute power and is a king in the I rule everything and can do whatever I want Game of Thrones type of way. So is the Sultan of Oman and the Emir of Qatar. All 3 nations have parliaments or councils that do some advising, but they are totally controlled by the king. The king has absolute power, and when the king dies, his next of kin will take over. There is one final king with absolute power, though: the Pope. He is technically the monarch of Vatican City, which is its own nation. He can, by decree, do whatever he wants. But when we say Game of Thrones type king, we don't mean the Pope. Plus, the Pope can't even have kids, so the heredity thing is out the window. If you'd like to learn more fun stuff, check out our video on what the true meaning of the word jihad is. The answer is much more positive than you might think.
Does it even mean holy war at all? Well, the short answer is no. What jihad really means is struggle.
Or click on the other box to get up-to-date information on the current lethal injection debacle. New episodes every Monday through Friday. Please, please, please subscribe now. We are new, so we could use the subscribers. Thanks for watching. Oh, and a Lannister always pays his debts. Or something.